Well, massive protests have erupted in Pakistan after a little girl was raped and murdered and her body was found dumped on a pile of garbage.
Now, Pakistani authorities are giving police 24 hours to arrest whoever killed Zainab Amin. They're also offering a cash reward to anyone who helps identify who carried out this horrific crime. Senior international correspondent Somy Ali reports.
This is the last time that Zainab Ansar was seen alive, walking hand in hand with her suspected killer on CCTV. She was supposed to be on her way to a Quran recital, but days later her body was found in a local dump. She'd been raped and strangled. The 12th victim of similar murders in the past 2 years in and around Qusur, a village in eastern Pakistan. The police say 5 killings have been linked by DNA evidence. Zainab's father is incredulous that her attacker is still at large.
Next, she was traced by camera. Who is the person with her? In these advanced technology days, the footage should have been analyzed and kidnapper caught.
2 demonstrators were killed in clashes with police. The grief of Zainab's mother almost drowned out by the anger of an impoverished community under threat.
I want justice. I want justice. I don't know anything else. I just want justice. I do not have Zainab with me anymore.
The cause is being taken up more widely across Pakistan now. In the western city of Peshawar, almost 400 kilometers away, men and women are also on the streets demanding justice. Amid the public outrage, authorities are pledging to do more. The province's chief minister has ordered the police to arrest the girl's killers in the next 24 hours and offered a reward of $90,000 for anyone who helps identify those responsible. He's also asked police to provide full details of the 11 murders that happened before Zainab was killed. Somy Ali, CNN, Abu Dhabi.
Truly horrific. We're joined now by Somy Ali. Somy grew up in Pakistan and has witnessed these injustices firsthand. She's now a champion of women's rights and the founder of No More Tears, a non-profit organization that helps victims of abuse and domestic violence. Somy, thank you for being with us. There have been at least 12 murders of children in the city of Qusur in the past 2 years. Why do you think the killing of this particular little girl, Zainab, has struck such a nerve, sending people out into the streets in protest?
I think people are just sick and tired, and I think that something needs to be done significantly, quickly, when it comes to the murder of these young girls and the rape and the brutal crimes in Pakistan. And I think the reason that nothing has been done and people continue raping children and killing children is because there's no accountability. There are absolutely no consequences. There's immense amount of corruption in countries like Pakistan as well as other countries. And unless and until there's accountability and there's ethical law enforcement, this will continue and it will keep going on. As a society, we need to get involved. As a community, we need to get involved and put an end to this.
So on the one hand, Somy, I hear you saying about the lack of accountability, effectively the impunity that's in place in areas of Pakistan where children are being assaulted. And there in Qusur, we have people expressing outrage and grief, pointing the finger of blame at authorities for the assaults on children. But then the Pakistani newspaper Dawn is quoting the law minister of Punjab province, which is where Qusur is located, as saying a child's safety is its parents' responsibility, which begs the question of commitment, back to your point, the commitment of authorities to keeping children safe.
Absolutely. There is, again, I have to emphasize, having grown up in Pakistan, having been a victim of sexual abuse at the age of 5, and then told that I should not tell anyone because I'm a girl and no one will marry me. I grew up in this environment. I grew up in Karachi, Pakistan. I know how law enforcement works, and it is the job of the law enforcement and the higher authorities to take actions against this. And the problem is that the country is based on bribery and corruption. Until and unless that is eliminated, these problems will continue to occur. So we really need to change as a society. We need to change the mindset of people that it is okay to treat women and children poorly. And in this case, The guy cannot be able to get away with what he has done. He should be caught, and he should be held accountable for what he has done.
I want to pick up on something you just said. You talked about what happened to you as a child and being told not to speak out about it. How much does a culture of silence play into the prevalence of these crimes against children?
It's a huge problem. It's a very, very, very big problem. When I was sexually abused at the age of 5 by the house help, I was told by family members that if I were to tell anyone this, nobody would want to marry me. And it took me 40 years to be able to understand that it wasn't my fault and I did nothing wrong. And now I'm able to, as a human rights advocate, I'm able to talk about this and understand that I did absolutely nothing wrong. But it wasn't just one incident. There were numerous incidents. And in all incidents, I was told that I should not tell anyone. And this is the culture. Sexual abuse of children is swept under the rug. Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to address it. Same thing with No More Tears. We help victims of domestic violence and human sex trafficking. And again, we have women from Pakistan that are brought here, children that are brought here that are sexually abused, and the parents do not want to talk about it. They want to sweep it under the rug. So this is a huge cultural problem, and we as a society need to speak up and do something about this. Otherwise, these heinous crimes will continue and they will not stop.
Yeah, I mean, it is worth pointing out to our viewers that in 2016, the Pakistani parliament passed a law criminalizing sexual violence against children, trafficking, and pornography. But effectively, I mean, that is just legislation on the books. If ultimately nobody's speaking about it and authorities aren't actually going after perpetrators, I mean, it's effectively useless.
Yeah, absolutely. No matter what bill is passed, what legislation is passed, it is a moot case because everything runs on corruption. The cops are running on bribery. The political system is corrupt. The society as a whole is corrupt. People are treating women, children, and men very, very poorly. There is no value of human life, and that needs to be changed as a society. So communities need to get involved and take a stand. We need to protect our children. We must protect our children. These kids are our future. And I must say again, within my nonprofit organization, we have rescued over 6,000 adult victims that are victims of human trafficking and domestic violence, and 16,612 victims that were children that were victims of sexual and physical abuse. And in many instances, I have dealt with parents where they do not want to do anything about it. So it happens everywhere. But in countries like Pakistan, India, South Asia, in the Middle East, these crimes against women are swept under the rug. And we need to change our mindset. We need to stop the corruption, take a stand. And someone like Malala, she has done so much for the rights of women and children. And we need more women, we need more voices like Malala to speak up and take a stand against this. A 6-year-old child was brutally raped and murdered. It's like horrendous. I cannot understand how much longer we have to see these things happen against these poor innocent children. We must do something about it.
Yeah. Something must be done, and hopefully the voices will be heard. And certainly in the case of Zainab and every child that's assaulted, the perpetrators will be caught and brought to justice. Somy Ali, we appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for speaking so honestly. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.